to another Doctor Who Classic Series action figure review. Today I am looking at the Bif Bang Pow Field Major Styre figure from the Sontaran Experiment, which is the second in the first series of retro figures from Bif Bang Pow. I've had this figure for a while. I got it not long after I got the fourth Doctor, which I reviewed ages ago. I'm happy to say that I did get my replacement fourth Doctor from Bif Bang Pow and it was fine. So big thank you to Bif Bang Pow and to Entertainment Earth. I'm just going to very briefly talk through the articulation. It's the same as on all of the Mego figures. Articulation at the head, at the shoulders, elbows. The wrists are swivel wrists. They can go all the way around, do 360s, and they also are hinged, so they go back and forth. That'll be easier if I take that out. As you can see, they go all the way around. He has articulation at the hips and articulation at the knees, and of course, if you take the costume off, he has articulation at the ankles as well, and he has articulation at the waist. So let's take a look at the detail of this toy. Oh, let's stand him up if we can. So the head sculpt. The head sculpt's really nice. There's a lot of texture, as you can see. There's a lot of indentations in the face, quite a craggly looking face. And then it's a sort of a beige colour with then a dark wash over the top, as you can see sort of on the ears and patches of the head. And on the nose, his eyes are black for some reason. I'm not quite sure why they're black. Obviously, they're not black in the programme, but they are on this figure. Obviously, with these Bif Bang Pow toys, they are meant to be like retro Mego figures, so they aren't trying to be character options and Underground Toys figures where the accuracy is trying to be really good. They're trying to get a feeling of nostalgia, old style toys that were manufactured in a very different way than the toys we get today. Oh, I'm going out of focus. So the head sculpt is nice. I mean, obviously, straight away you can see it's a Sontaran. He's got a little smiley mouth, which is, you know, kind of like the mouths are on Sontarans anyway. But I think at times he does look like quite a jolly Sontaran. He doesn't. I'm not sure if there's much menace to him, but I don't know. Maybe with the black eyes, there is a sort of a look of evil to him. If we look at the costume, it's a metallic sort of set of overalls, really. That are velcroed up at the back. Mine was actually on backwards when I got it, so I had to undress the Sontaran and put it on the right way around, which was quite amusing. Really nicely done, actually. His puffy sort of shoulders, very similar to the Sontaran suits. They've got sort of elbow pads, not quite like the costume, but you know, it gives a sense of that, which is really cool. And you know, it does look really nice, and it's, you know, it's really well made actually. I was unsure of it when I first saw the pictures of it online, because I wasn't actually too impressed with the Sontaran when I first saw the pictures, mainly because of the head, and I was like, oh no, I'm not sure if I like that. But I think the thing with these Mego figures is that they need to be photographed in a certain way, because sometimes they can look like really crappy, and I think when they're put on display at places, sometimes it just looks like they're shoved in the cabinet. Their costumes are all over the place, and they all look higgledy-piggledy. If they actually sort of spent some time to make them look neat and tidy, you know, I think they would look really good. I mean, at the moment, I think looking at the Sontaran like this, in a sort of a battle pose, you know, I think it looks like a pretty good toy. It's a good figure. So going back to the costume, he has, just take that off, he has a belt here, which is really thick and large. Again, it's metallic, it's just velcroed on, you can sort of see the stitches there actually. And it does have this sort of crisscross pattern. I'm not sure if you can see it so well on camera, which is actually very similar to the pattern that is on the belts of the actual Sontarans in the show, so that is actually really good. You may also notice he is a bit chubby here. It actually is a piece of sponge that they've put there to fill out the Sontaran. Obviously Sontarans aren't thin, they are quite stocky creatures, so they've given him a bit of a belly, and then that actually helps make the belt fit round the Sontaran better as well. You can see there. The boots are just one shade of grey plastic. Actually really quite good, you know, they're quite similar to the boots that are worn in the programme. And the final thing, the neck piece around here, mine is actually a bit loose because the head, unfortunately, hasn't been plugged into the body properly. You probably won't be able to see it on camera so well. Actually, maybe if I switch my little light on. There we go. You might not be able to see it on camera. But up here, yeah, you can see there's that little piece here sticking out. And that's actually the peg on the head. And it hasn't been plugged into the body properly, or the plug should I say. And it hasn't been plugged inside the body properly, and so the head doesn't fit on properly. It doesn't hinder the head's movement, you know, the head still moves fine. I have no fears that it's going to come off unless I try to pull it off, which is something I'm not going to do, but it does mean that this here is slightly wobbly. They are wobbly anyway, I believe, but not as wobbly as mine is. A bit of a shame, but you know, compared to the problems I had with Tom Baker, I'm not really worried. And of course you've got the Probic vent at the back. My only gripe with the costume is the length of the legs, because as you can see, the legs of the base toy can be seen beneath, and it is just a flesh colour. If they were painted black or something, you probably wouldn't notice so badly. But, you know, if they could have just added that extra bit of material to the suit, it wouldn't be as bad. I mean, I try and tuck it down as far as it goes, but sometimes it does just ride up of its own accord. He comes with 3 accessories. He comes with his Styre style gun, which is really nice. With a little ping pong ball on the end. It's in orange, black and blue. Try and get that to focus in on there. There you go. So it's really nice, really cool. He comes with his communicator device, or his recorder device, which is also cool, really nice as well, and that just hooks on the back like so. And then finally he comes with his trademark helmet, which is here. So there are holes in the helmet. It is quite big. Obviously it's meant to be big enough to fit over the Sontaran's head. It just clips on pretty much in the same way as the character options ones, actually. It just plugs in like so. And there you have it. You have your Sontaran. I do think that the helmet is slightly too big on his head, but again, like I said, because it's a retro toy, you can get away with it. But he does look kind of funny. But the helmet is really good, and it's nice to see that they packaged it with him. But I personally always display him minus the helmet on his head. But no, it's really good. And of course, Styre was a very good choice for a Sontaran to do, because Styre is the only Sontaran in Doctor Who history to have 4 fingers and a thumb on either hand. So obviously that saved money on not having to tool new hands, which was a good idea. So all in all, I think this is a really good figure. You know, it looks nice with the retro 4th Doctor. And, you know, if you're a fan of the retro Doctor Who figures, if you're a fan of this line, or if you're just a fan of Mego figures in general, and a fan of Doctor Who, then I would strongly suggest picking up this figure and the 4th Doctor as well. Thank you for watching this review, guys. My next review will be the Cyber Leader from Revenge of the Cybermen, also Bif Bang Pow, and my next classic series review will either be, I haven't decided on what will happen first, it's either going to be the new 5th Doctor with the Master's TARDIS that's just been announced, or it could be the classic Talking Daleks that have also been announced, so it just depends on which ones I get first, but I'll probably end up getting the Daleks in store as opposed to online, but we'll just have to see. So, thank you for watching this review, guys, and I shall see you in my next review.